Hello, welcome to Photobooths. I'm Dave. I'm just going to run through the Magic Mirror software. I'll be covering various tabs in this tutorial. Additional tutorials will be available afterwards, so just bear with us. Right, once I've started up the computer and everything loads up correctly on screen, you will find that you are faced with the PC desktop itself. Now if I need to get an internet connection, I can do that by clicking in the little fan symbol in the right hand corner. Once I click there, it will show me any available networks around me, so just locate your internet and click it, enter the password, and you'll be ready to go. Now we use this feature for accessing your system via TeamViewer, so you do need an internet connection for this. TeamViewer is there so we can access in, offer you any help and support via remote service. It's also there for additional software updates if required. As I'm demonstrating this on an SE, the touchscreen calibration driver may look differently to yours, and it will be different on a light or a large Magic Mirror. Now if I ever find that the touch isn't responding where it should be, make sure the USB lead is plugged in, go to your multi-touch calibration tool, start it up, run it, follow the on-screen instructions, and you'll be ready to go. The next main one is obviously your Magic Mirror startup icon. So to launch the software, just double click on that. You then get the little initialization screen. You'll then face a check panel.
Hasta la vista, baby!
You can see my Mitsubishi printer isn't connected at the moment. Now what I need to do is go into the admin. Now to find the admin, it is in the top right hand corner. So click in there.
Selfie time!
Okay, so this is your admin screen. It's basically where you set up for your events. Now, as I said, I'm just going to go through. I'll go through the first 3 tabs on this video. I will then go through the rest on an additional video, as well as green screen and facial detection options. Right, so click options. You've got to have event name. So if you're creating a new event, you just type that in there. This creates a folder on the PC. Any photos that then took at that event will get stored into that folder. At the end of the night, if you pop a USB stick in and come over to the right hand side, I can copy that event to my USB. So I'll select my USB in here, press copy, and that will copy that folder over, which you give to the client. A lot of these options are quite self-explanatory. Your print option is ticked, my sound option is ticked. If you don't want sound or you don't want print, just untick it. If I want an extra hidden print feature in the top of my screen, say for example you've got it set to print 2 and there's 3 people in the photo, they all want to copy, I can set that so once you print your original 2 copies or 1 copy, if I press in the top center of the screen, it will then print additional copy over as well. The AF pre-focus is quite important. Make sure that when you're setting up for an event that you have this ticked, and also AF is selected on the camera lens. There's a little slide switch. I then take my first couple of photos, make sure everything looks nice and clear. Once you're happy with the picture, you log back into admin, you untick AF beta, go around to your camera and slide the little switch to MF. If you fail to do this, you could find that the software on the 3, 2, 1 countdown will freeze due to the camera taking too long to focus. What it tends to do is on autofocus, as it's an open air booth, it will try and focus on surroundings. So for example, you could have your couple of people standing in front of the mirror going to take a picture, but the camera will try and focus on people behind them. It could be lights, it could be someone wandering past, so the camera takes too long and the software will just freeze. At the bottom you have a change language tab, so I could put a different language in if I like. The printer page bounds override is for if you're adding your own borders to templates. What you'll find is if you find that it's slightly off to the left, right, up or down, you can click set recommended. This will auto adjust the printer and it should bring your borders out correctly positioned. The miscellaneous options is quite straightforward. It's pretty much self-explanatory as well. So your cancel sound at the moment is saying bye bye. Cancel button is a cancel graphic, so I could change those, and you can work through each tab here and just change the graphics to however you like. The emoticon set is where you sign your name, so at the moment it's set to Valentine. So once I sign my name, you get little options to dot little pictures on your prints, so you could choose a different set. You have timeout buttons, so if someone takes a picture and then wanders off, after 30 seconds it will just move on to the next screen or back to the beginning. Over here on the right hand side, now I've already covered the copy events, so in the admin you can have an allow quit button, which is the top left hand corner of the screen. This will take you back to the desktop. If you want added protection to get into admin, you can have shift and admin clicked. This means you need to press shift on the keyboard as well as clicking in the top right hand corner. Your system check panel is the little tick icons you get when you start the software up. Specials is just backs up your settings as you go, so if you make a mistake it will revert it back to a previous working state. Okay, so my next option I'd go through is the run process. This is where you create what flash files you want displaying on screen for your event. At the moment it's selected as an abstract 1 preset. You can create your own. You never want to overwrite the original if possible. Use that as a reference guide to creating your own. So it gives you a little preview button next to it. So that's my touch and shoot, and it shows you what that looks like. Now I can change that and I can put in something different. You can see there's quite a lot of flash files in there. Then it moves to the are you ready. Then you've got your countdown and an additional flash file afterwards, which is in there. It then moves down to the draw box. After that it's the print options, then it ends and goes back to the beginning. Now if you see get length next to any of the flash graphics, it's important that you press these so it auto adjusts the timer settings for those graphics. What you'll find is if you do not press get length and you change this 3, 2, 1 countdown, it may do 3, 2, 1 and then do another 3 and a 2 before it takes a photo, or it may do 3, 2 then take the photo. So this get length actually auto corrects the length of the graphic, so it runs 3, 2, 1 photo. Next to these I have different sounds. Again I can change those. They're just WAV files, you can actually add your own in. There's quite a lot to choose from. Then at the bottom here in the special actions section, the timer is set to 1200 for your camera. I don't tend to change this. Seems to work at that setting really well. Now as I said, I'm not going to cover green screen or live face detection in this video. It will be done at a later point. So at the moment we're just doing regular pictures. So you can make sure you have live view if you want to have a live view preview on screen so the person can see where they're standing. Just have that ticked. My next and final tab I'll go through is the photo layouts. So you have single shot and multi-shot. Now at the moment I have an 80s background selected. If I'd like to change the background for that, you can select that from the background section, press update and it will show you what that will look like. The part with the dots and the pink person is what the camera can see. So I can position that. At the moment it's custom, so I can position that and make it bigger, smaller, rotate it. I could also just change it to a full-size picture rather than having any background showing. Just press update and that'll now be full-size picture. I'll just go back to custom. You do have 2 logo overlay sections, so I can add 2 logos in if I require. At the moment is what's on there at the minute, but you do have an add file section which I will come to later. So once you add your logo in, I can then position that with the X and Y axis, move it up and down the photo and place it where I want it to be. The signature draw position is this white box over here. It says hello there. That's just an indicator of where, when you sign your name, that's where it will appear on the print. Again, I can move that up, down, left or right. And your text message is what you'd like to have typed on your print. So it could be someone's names, could be dates, could be the name of the venue, anything you like. Now once I type something in there, I can change the font size. I can also change the fonts, the font style and the font color. The X and Y axis underneath is my positioning of that text. So if I want it at the bottom, I could change the X and Y axis and it'll move it down, left, right, etc. And I could even put an angle if I require. Now the multi-photo layout is pretty much exactly the same as a single, except you get 3 additional options, which is for photo 1, 2 or 3. So I could make each individual photo smaller or bigger, or angle them however I want. The other tabs are exactly the same as your single. I'm just going to cover the add file section and then I'll create a new video for the remainder. Okay, so add files. In there you will find your file type. So if I want to add a logo, a background, a sound file or a flash, I'll just select one of those. So I'll just select logo for now. Press add file. It'll then ask me where it's stored. I'll then press open and it'll add this into the software. That logo will then appear back in my photo layouts. So I could go to single shot, could put logo. I'll load as in for now. And that's loaded it, and as you can see it's just positioned by a feet. Again, I'd need to obviously move that. So I can use the X and Y position, I can move it down to the bottom of the photo, or I could put it at the top. Over to the right hand side is for adding your green screen background sets. Now I'll cover green screen in another video, so I'm not going to go into this right now. But as a reference, if you are adding any regular background images in, you can actually use this pixel size